Thank you so much for noticing my history wall. People don't usually care. I've been kind of working on this obsessively since my first kid was born, and the oldest is 4.5 and likes the pretty pictures, but not quite into it yet. But it is a hope that it'll be helpful for them. But really, it's for me. I write nonfiction, and history is both interesting and important. So I just use this book as a baseline, the timetables of history, to collect the facts of what's going on in these different times, and then from all my readings, I just add things to these different centuries. And so if you're interested, call out a century or a decade that you care about. I start off with millennia per page, but then from 800 BC up until 1700, it is 1 page per century. And then after that, it's 1 page per decade, because things start to intensify, as you can imagine. So call out one that you're interested in, and whoever gets the most votes, I'll do that one next. But for now, let's go to the 1st century AD. And here it is. The lighting isn't great because I'm a cave dweller and a gnome, and this is where my history wall has been relegated to. But what's most interesting going on big time in the world is, of course, the Roman Empire. And you have great emperors like Augustus, and then Tiberius, the gloomiest of men, Caligula, who's known for his cruelty, 160,000 animals sacrificed to celebrate him becoming emperor. Can you imagine? Claudius, the dull-witted, even his own mother mocked him. Nero, renowned for his cruelty and being a rapist criminal. And then in Roman history, the year of the 4 emperors, which is not a fun time to be alive. If you have 4 emperors in 1 year, you can imagine what is going on in the empire. Lots of terrible things. Though as a lex, I am interested in lex papia popia. Lex is the Roman word for law, and so this is actually a law about against adultery and against celibacy. They wanted more babies and more better sexual relations. So, that's something you can get behind. The annexation of Judea happened here in the 1st century, as well as Ovid's Metamorphoses, which, as I mentioned in an earlier video, are just amazing pieces. But he got banished, which is an unpleasant thing to happen at that time in history, as you can imagine. In China, the later Han Dynasty is beginning. And then, of course, Jesus of Nazareth dies right here, which leads to Paul starting his journeys and erecting his church at Corinth, which is interesting. He started his church at the same time London was founded. And a big thing is the Emperor Ming introduces Buddhism to China, and the Romans learned soap from the Gauls. This one cracks me up because the Gauls are the early version of the French, and I'm in France now, and my kid loves the Gauls because she reads Asterix and Obelix, the comic book. And so the Romans always looked down on the Gauls, but that's where they learned about soap from. So there's a little bit about what's happening in the 1st century of AD.